Hello, how are you today? It is cold. It is so cold today. I have my new haramaki from Daiso, my neck warmer haramaki. It's so soft and warm. I love it. I really recommend these Daiso haramaki for your neck warmer. Today's topic. Oh, first, turn on, click the CC button if you want to see what I'm saying. Today's topic is airports, flying, airplanes. Yesterday in my intermediate class, this topic came up, and there were some interesting stories from students about airports or things that happened in airports with flights. And so I thought I would tell a few stories of my own today here. I live far away from my home, my childhood home in Texas. So I flew many, many times when my children were young. We would visit Texas. We would visit my family in Texas as often as we could. And we flew long distances from my house here in Japan to my house in Texas, from door to door. It's about a 24-hour trip. So it's a long trip. Um, and with children, it has special challenges, of course. And I was remembering a few stories. I'll tell you the first one. I was at Narita with my two small children, my two older children who were 2 years old and 5 years old, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyway, they were still very small. And we had lots of luggage, lots of suitcases, and lots of carry-on bags, and two children, two small children. And I was traveling alone with these children. It was just me. So I was trying to navigate the Narita airport. And that day, we had to go from one terminal to another terminal at Narita. And so you have to go outside, get on a bus that takes you to the other terminal. It's a short drive from one terminal to the next, but we had to get on a bus. I don't remember very clearly. This was a long time ago. But I do remember I had so many suitcases and these children to watch. How am I going to get everything on this bus to get us to the next terminal? So the bus came, it stopped. I decided to put my children on the bus first. I thought that's safest. If I'm going in and out of the bus with the suitcases and my children are running around on the sidewalk, that's very dangerous. They might go into the street. It's dangerous. So I put my children on the bus, and then I got off the bus to pick up my suitcase, the first suitcase, to put it on the bus too. When I turned around, the bus was leaving with my children. The bus driver, I guess he didn't notice what I was doing. I was getting my suitcase to put on the bus, and he just drove off with my children. And I remember I panicked and I screamed, "Stop! Stop the bus! My children, stop!" And luckily, the bus driver heard my voice. I must have been screaming so loudly. He stopped the bus and he realized what was happening. And he opened the doors back and he let me put my suitcases, and my two children were sitting there. They didn't know what was happening. But I thought, oh my goodness, what if the bus left? What will happen to my children without me when they get to the next terminal? Oh, that was such a close call. That was a close call. 危ないところだった. A close call. ギリギリ safe. It was okay. That was a close call. That's one story with a happy ending, luckily. Um, Another story is when I was traveling with my first baby, my oldest daughter. She was a little baby. I was carrying her in the baby carrier in the front. Remember those baby carriers? And I had all kinds of carry-on bags. I had a video camera and a diaper bag with all the baby goods in it. And I had my backpack with all my things. Anyway, I was so tired after the preparation for the trip, and then waking up early and getting to, I can't remember which airport this was. I don't remember. Maybe Narita. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But I do remember we had a little time before it was time to go to the gate. And so I found a comfortable seat, a vacant seat, and I sat down. My baby was sleeping. My daughter was asleep in the carrier right here. And I remember I fell asleep. I was so tired and I fell sound asleep right there. And me and my baby were both sound asleep. And what woke me up was an announcement, an announcement on the airport loudspeaker saying my name, calling my name and saying, please come to the gate. The plane is leaving. And I got up and I ran with this baby and all my bags. And I ran to the gate and I made it. And we got on the plane. And of course, everyone was waiting for us. The plane couldn't leave because they were waiting for us. Or I don't know if the plane was ready to leave. But anyway, everybody knew they were waiting for one passenger. And it was me. And so I had to walk through the inside the airplane to go to my seat. And of course, everyone is looking like, oh, you are the one. You are the one who was late. Oh, it was so embarrassing. But we made it. We made it. It was a close call, but we made it. The third story, um, I don't know if you have ever traveled through the Dallas airport. It's a big hub. Lots of flights go through the Dallas airport, Dallas, Texas. It's a big, big airport. There's a few really big airports in the United States, and this is one of the big ones. And I had never passed through the Dallas airport before. This must have been the same trip as the story I just told you, because I was carrying my baby, my first daughter. This is my first trip back home. This must be the same. Oh my goodness, the same trip. And we had gone through a long, long flight from Japan to Texas. And we landed in Dallas. And I can't remember how much time, I don't know, maybe 2 hours or something to get to my next gate. I had to catch another plane and to get to my hometown. And I remember thinking, I'm so tired of sitting. I was sitting on this plane for a long time. I want to walk. I will walk to the next gate. And I saw there were many, many carts with people riding, and the carts were taking people to their gates. And they told me, get on here, get on, we'll take you to your gate. And I said, no, I'm okay. I'm going to walk. I had all my bags and my baby. And I said, no, I'm going to walk. And they said, really? It's kind of far. Are you sure? And I said, oh, yeah, I still have time. I'm okay. I'm going to walk. I need the exercise. So I started walking. The cart left, and I walked, and I walked, and I walked, and I walked. And I couldn't believe how big this airport was. I couldn't believe how far it was to the gate I needed to go to. I don't remember how long I walked, but I started worrying about the time. Am I going to make it to the gate in time? That's how far it was. It was far enough where it was taking so much time. I was worried about missing the plane. And so I was trying to walk faster and faster. I'm so tired. I'm all sweaty. I have a baby here. I got all my bags, my video camera. Remember the old video cameras? Remember that we had to carry the whole camera in a bag? That's what I had. I did make it. I made it. I made it, but I never refused a ride in the cart at Dallas again, at the Dallas airport, because it's huge. Have you ever passed through? Have you been to the Dallas airport? I it's so big, so big. The Dallas airport, the Atlanta airport, Atlanta, Georgia was huge. Chicago was big. Um, yeah, big, big, big airports. Um, so those are my airport airplane stories. They all take place with children because most of the flights that I have taken were with children. Um, I would love to hear your stories, your travel stories, or airplane stories, or close calls. Um, I would love to hear your stories. Um, if you want to do the 3-minute English challenge, you can see there's a link below this video. You can go to the page that explains about the 3-minute English challenge, and you can tell me your stories. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you are staying warm in this cold weather, and God bless you. Bye bye.